Good evening and welcome to the 2011 NN24 Nigeria Vice Presidential Debate. I'm Kadria Ahmed of Next, and I thank you very much for joining us this evening. As you can see, the incumbent Vice President of Nigeria, Namadi Sambo, has chosen not to participate in this debate, but we have three very distinguished gentlemen who want to become the Vice President of Nigeria during the next presidential elections. Before I introduce them, I'd like to invite to the stage Mr. Anthony Dara, the CEO of NN24. Well, it looks like Mr. Dara is not ready for us, so I'd like to go straight to the business that brought us here this evening. I'd like to start by introducing our distinguished candidates, Pastor Tunde Bakari of the Congress for Progressive Change, Chief John Oyegun of the All Nigeria People's Party, and Mr. Fola Adiola of the Action Congress of Nigeria. Thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time to come here this evening. Before you came on stage, you drew straws to decide who will go first in terms of sharing your opening statements, and the person who is supposed to start is Mr. Oyegun, so you have the floor.
Thank you. I thank you very much, Ms. Ahmed. I thank the NN24, and I thank all of those who are involved in organizing this debate. First, let me make it quite clear, and I think every Nigerian shares that point of view, that our nation is at a very critical period in its existence. The problems that we have to contend with today to salvage this country have continued to grow in depth, in width, and in complexity. It is with this in mind that the bi-party, the All Nigeria People's Party, selected its presidential candidate, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, the incumbent governor of Kano State. This is a man with a razor-sharp mind, a man with vision, a man that has been so unique in his tackling of the problems of Kano State. More about that later if the opportunity arises. The minute the party decided on him, it became necessary to select a person who will complement his very, very well acclaimed, proven leadership qualities. Let me make it quite clear. I was not in the running. But the candidate and the party, in their wisdom, decided that the problems of this nation, the salvage operation, is so immense that they needed a person of particular qualities to complement the ticket. And so, gladly, I became the vice presidential running mate to Malam Ibrahim Shekarau. And into this, I bring my wealth of experience. I have a feeling that must be what persuaded them to persuade me, to insist, as a matter of fact, that I accept to run as vice president, because I have an experience that spans the entire spectrum of the Nigerian society. Whether it's in the civil service, I have it. In the private sector, I also rose to the top and became national chairman of the Fish Trawlers Owners Association. And of course, in politics, with my very first try, I became the first executive governor of Edo State. Today,
Mr. Oyegun, I'm afraid your 2 minutes are up,
and
I'm going to have to move very quickly.
I think I've said everything that needs to be said.
Thank you very much.
Today, I'm offering the Nigerian nation this wealth of experience in support of Malam Ibrahim Shekarau. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like us now to please hear from Pastor Bakari. Could you please give us your opening statement, sir?
Thank you very much. Fellow citizens of our great country, those in the hall here and those at home. It gives me a great pleasure to stand here on behalf of our great party, Congress for Progressive Change, and on behalf of People's General, General Muhammadu Buhari, a man who once upon a time brought discipline into our country, brought accountability into our country, brought integrity and incorruptibility into our country, and he has been on the trail wanting to do it again. We believe with all of our hearts that election 2011 must make a difference in the life of our great nation. It pleased General Muhammadu Buhari to ask me to come on his side because of his perceived passion in me for our great country. But let me make a simple observation before we proceed today, that when this was set up and when the leadership and the management team met with us, they said this was going to be a debate between the vice presidential candidates and the incumbent vice president, who himself is a candidate again. And by the time the day came, in spite of all the efforts put, the arrogance of incumbency and the culture of impunity that the PDP is noted for is demonstrated itself again. No man can abuse you without your consent. Here we stand, and here we draw the line tonight. The Nigerians will no longer tolerate those who oppress them and those who treat them with impunity.
Thank you so much, Pastor Bakari.
Thank you.
I know that when you're listening to very engaging words, it is difficult not to get carried away, but we are live, we are recording, and prolonged applause does disrupt our recording. So please, I'm asking the audience to be a little bit more measured. And I know it's hard when you're listening to talented people speak, but it would help us tremendously. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to swiftly move to Mr. Fola Adiola. Your opening statement, please, sir.
My name is Fola Adiola, Nigerian, chartered accountant by training, 57, married male with 6 children, himself one of 17. My background and experience revolve around business, so this is an unusual journey. I'm running mate to Nuhu Ribadu, himself on an unusual journey, and we happen to be the only pair of the 4 that do not lay claim to having been part of the rot, whether before or now. If it had been done properly, people like us would not have any business on this journey. And responding to the same problem over and over and over with the same set of people will appear to me to be wrong. And therefore, along with Malam Nuhu Ribadu, we're expecting to look at the problems again with fresh pairs of eyes and offer solutions that have not been tainted by prior personalities who are coming back here to experiment why they have failed and see whether they can pass this time. We do not have time for such experiments at this time.